Kirsten's Kitchen's Meals of the Week. This is a collaboration video with Caroline, Carla and Karin, all resellers I'm sure you're aware of. I have videoed over the last week or so 5 different meals, everyday meals that I would prepare in our house, mainly low carb because that's what I do. And the collaboration is with the other resellers, I'm sure you know. I will link their channels and their videos below. If you could go over and watch them, comment that you've come from my channel, that would be great. Subscribe because they're all great YouTubers. Enjoy. So apologies about the noise, I can't help that. I've got the air fryer going. We're having some potatoes done in the air fryer, and we're having salmon done in my griddle pan. I'm also doing some mashed sweet potato, and in there is broccoli and cauliflower, and I've got some bacon that I fried up first before the fish, which I'll sprinkle on top as well. Probably add some butter. Oh, and I made my homemade garlic bread, which I should have shown you the recipe for. Maybe I'll make it again and show you again. Here's my finished dinner. So there's the salmon, sweet potato, bacon, broccoli, carrots, and then I've got a big dollop of sour cream and chive dip, as opposed to my husband who's got the potatoes as well. This is my homemade garlic bread, which is low carb, almond flour. It's really hot, but we all like it, so we share that. Good morning. It's Sunday morning. I just thought I'd try a new recipe for some cheese scones, low carb cheese scones. Almond flour, baking powder, grated cheese, double cream. I think that's it. Oh, and eggs. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. See what you think. So I've got my oven warming up. I've got 100 grams of almond flour and a teaspoon of baking powder so far in there. And then I'm going to grate in 50 grams of cheese and put in 2 eggs and a tablespoon of double cream. Mix it all together and put it in the oven apparently. Let's see what happens. I've mixed it up, I've put it on a baking tray. I can't say it looks all that appetizing, I'll show you. So this is before they're baked. They look very sloppy, but let's hold out judgment till they've been in the oven. This is them straight out of the oven. They haven't risen much, they look a bit flat, but I guess it's all in the taste test. Time to test one of these scones. They're kind of a bit flat, like that. I'm not sure whether it's got egg and cheese in it, so I think if you add butter, is it going to be too rich? So I'm just going to have a bite and see what it's like. Quite eggy. That's the only thing with low carb things. All the baking stuff tastes so eggy. I'd love to find a recipe for some sort of bready type thing that's not eggy. I mean, it's not, excuse me for talking with my mouth full, it's not unpleasant, just a bit eggy. Sunday afternoon, and I am starting to think about what we're having for dinner. I'm doing a roast. I'm doing slow roast belly pork with veg, basically. So I'll turn the camera around and show you what I'm doing so far. Here's the piece of belly pork. The butcher scored it all for me. So all I've done is I've put a bit of olive oil on and salt, and I've had it resting so it's getting up to room temperature. That should help it get a nice crispy top. So that's going to go in the oven nice and slow. And then I've got an array of vegetables. So I think I'm going to do mashed potato for the others, not for me. I'll do some mashed swede, got some sprouts, got some cabbage to eat up, broccoli and cauliflower, and I think I'm going to make a soup at the same time with some of the swede and the carrot and the cauliflower and the broccoli. So that would use up like the ends and the broccoli ends and things in the soup. And then I've got soup for work next week. The sun's come out. Yay! I've prepped my veg. Can you see my steamer there? So I've got broccoli, carrots and sprouts in there and cabbage in there. If you don't have a steamer, get one. They're brilliant. So you can do all your veg on one hob. Brilliant. And then I have got potatoes peeled in there for mash, and then soup ingredients here. So it's basically swede, broccoli, cauliflower, carrot. I've got a vegetable stock cube and a little bit of curry paste. No, not curry paste, curry powder. So that's going to cook. I'm just going to put a little bit more water in. I decided against having more cauliflower. I put a bit in the soup. None of us are that keen on it just steamed. So I'll probably do curry in the next few days and want cauliflower rice. So use that for that. Although cauliflower mash, I've discovered, is nicer if you put cream cheese in it. I wasn't keen on it to start with, but with cream cheese it's much nicer. And then top tip for swede, because I always struggle cutting up swede, but if you cut it into slices then you can peel it really easily and chop it. It's my newest discovery and it's made me very happy, because cutting up swede is like back breaking. Here's the finished result. There's mine and my husband's with the extra mashed potato. It's been a busy day today with auction viewings and picking up stock from auction and little shop and all stuff like that. So I'm doing really my simple curry. Now I think I did talk about this in one of my Vlogmas videos at Christmas, but it is so simple. I'm using 2 packs of jumbo raw king prawns that I got from Lidl's today, and these were £2.49 a pack. And I'm going to use 2 packs because I like to be generous with my prawns. So I just put them in the pan, and a non-stick pan, and I just warm them up until they go pink, and then I'll stir in some curry paste. I use the whole jar. Then I add some frozen peas, and I'll show you again when I get to that point. Cauliflower rice, which I have in replacement of normal rice, is really easy to make. So you basically cut the cauliflower into little florets and then grate it on here, and then just throw the little stalk bit away or use in soup. And here's some that I prepared earlier. I've spread the cauliflower rice out. I've put a tiny bit of salt and pepper on there, and then I'll just spray it a real tiny bit with this coconut fry light before it goes in the oven. And it only takes 10 minutes in the oven, so I will just do it at the last minute. The prawns and the peas and the curry paste and a little bit of water in there, that's cooking away. And now I'm going to add the cream. So normally I use double cream. Oh. This one is extra thick double cream that I got from Lidl's today. I'm going to need a spoon. Wow, that's almost like clotted cream. I hadn't expected it to be so thick, but it's going to be lovely when it's all blended in. All the cream has blended in and it's just started to get warm. So now I'm going to add the spinach. Basically, I just tip it in. I don't know if I can do this one-handed though. I think that's enough. Then I just have to help it wilt down into the sauce. These are shop-bought garlic naans for the rest of them. These 2 are coconut flour sort of naans or wraps, or however you want to call them, that I made the other day. They were a bit of a disaster, to be honest. Didn't turn out quite as well as they normally do, but I'm going to warm them up in the oven to have with my curry. The finished result, this is mine with coconut rice. It's coconut rice, cauliflower rice, and my coconut flour naan breads, and my husband's with regular naan bread and rice. Good morning. It's quite early in the morning, I think it's about 6:30, but I'm prepping our dinner for tonight because I've got a really busy day ahead. I'm going to make just a really simple chili con carne. This is no great gourmet cooking. It's literally just everyday food. So I'll turn the camera on. In the pan, I've got a bit of butter and the garlic. So I'll cook that just a real little bit before I add 2 tins of chopped tomatoes, and then I'll rinse the tins out and put some water in before adding the herbs and things, spices rather. So I'm going to put in some salt. I use Himalayan pink salt, I think that's what it's called. Black pepper. I've got some hot paprika. Normally I'd use smoked paprika, but I just had some, so I thought I'd use that up. No, I'm not going to use it up, but use some of it. A little bit of mixed herbs, some chili powder, some chili flakes, and I'll also put an oxo cube in, and then I'll show you where I'm up to. In there's the butter and the garlic, the tomatoes, a little bit of water, and then all those spices, mixed herbs, salt, pepper, and an oxo cube, and then I give it a stir and warm it through a little bit. And at this point I mash it because I don't like chunky tomato, and maybe that's just because I'm fussy, but I don't know, it seems to work for me. I've mashed up all the tomato, and then I'm just going to add the beans. So I've got butter beans, which I actually didn't mean to get. I meant to get cannellini beans, but and I've got borlotti beans. And then I stir them all in, and then obviously you cook it in the oven for about an hour and a half to 2 hours on a lowish heat. I'm not going to cook it now, I'm just going to leave it in the pan and put it in the oven. Well, I'll put it in the oven and ask the kids to put it on later. So it's about 5 o'clock in the evening. Yes, I'm in my pyjamas. 2 reasons. One, I've been out all day with Caroline, and I was wearing tights with socks underneath, and then my socks started to ride down into my shoes and it was driving me nuts, so that's a good reason. And secondly, I bought new pyjamas and they're really fleecy and warm and lovely. Yeah, I love pyjamas. Anyway, chili's in the oven, and my son put it on earlier. I've got some sweet corn cooking and some rice, and I'm making a homemade coleslaw, which is grated cabbage, red cabbage and white cabbage and carrot, and then I'm going to make a dressing, and it's vaguely on a Jamie Oliver recipe that I saw quite a while ago, but I just make it up as I go along now. So it's Greek yogurt, mustard, salt, pepper. I think that's mainly it. Yeah, I think that'll do. And then I'll mix that in with those. Yeah, and then I'm going to cut up some salad and stuff, and we've got wraps, and I'll need to make something that I can have as a base for the chili because I don't have rice or wraps. I'll get back to you. That's the coleslaw finished. It's a really nice alternative to people because I don't like mayonnaise, so if anybody else doesn't like mayonnaise, with the yogurt it's much nicer for me. So I've decided to make that garlic type bread to have as a base with the chili. So I'll turn the camera around and show you what's here. In this Pyrex dish, I've got 1 cup of mozzarella, half a cup of almond flour, 2 tablespoons of 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and half a teaspoon of garlic salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And then I'm going to put that in the microwave for 1 minute. That melts the mozzarella and the cream cheese just a little bit to make it easier to blend, and then I'm going to break in an egg. There we go, there's an egg, and then I'm going to stir this in. I can't do it left-handed, so I'll show you again after. That's it, it's a little bit gloopy. but I will pour it out onto a baking sheet with some baking parchment and make a sort of flat base. That's basically it. And then bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes. The chili's ready, it's steaming hot. There's my garlic bread, which I'll have some with my chili. And the others have got wraps. And then we've got yogurt and gherkins and olives and salads. And there's that coleslaw and cheese to have with it. Good evening. I've been at work all day, so I'm doing another quick, easy meal. Creamy chicken and bacon sauce with pasta for the others and just lots of veg for me. As usual, as I do nearly every day, I'm using my steamer. So we've got broccoli again, our favourite veg in this house, and carrots, and I've got some cabbage. I've got the pointed cabbage, or sometimes it's called spring cabbage. And then in the frying pan, I fried off tiny bits of bacon so they were getting a bit crispy, and then I've cut in some chicken breast. So I'm going to fry that up. So my chicken and bacon is pretty much cooked, so I'm going to add cream to that in a minute. And I'm heating up my griddle pan, ready for my slices of aubergine. So it was 1 carton of cream and then 1 carton of water, and let that warm through. My griddle pan should be hot now, so I'm going to put the slices of aubergine on there. And then I'm going to season it with pepper, salt, and I'm going to splash over some of this hot chili sauce, which I think we got from Lidl. Not all that pretty, but I was doing it with my left hand. So that's warming through gently, and I'm going to add some ground black pepper. Veggies steaming, water's bubbling ready for the pasta. The cream's warming up and just starting to simmer. And I've flipped the aubergine over and put chili sauce on this side. So at this point, do it bubbling a bit less, but it's the lowest I've got it on the hob. I'm just going to add cheese and let that melt in. And I flip the aubergines again. You can see they've got that nice griddled pattern. And there's mine, lots of veg with the creamy chicken and bacon sauce with the aubergine, and my husband with the extra pasta. Thanks for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. We are hoping to make it into a little bit of a series, so if you think of any other ideas you'd like to see, then let us know. If you're new to my channel, then please comment and let me know how you found me. Remember to follow the links to the other channels and watch their videos as well. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.